Okay, I'm on a street called Avenida Almeida Ribeiro, and it's not my target street. It's just my starting street, just to give a little bit of structure. But way down there is the inner harbor, where all the historic people would have came into Macau, way down there. And up there is Street of Happiness, Rua de Felicidade. And so this street would have had a lot of historic value to it. And what I'm going to do is target this little alley that I haven't really targeted before, and I'll show you a little bit more about this area. So stay tuned for that. Hey, check it out, Macau 2023. Check out some more streets. So we're gonna enter. If you're wondering, there's no buses and there's hardly any people around because it's still Category 8 typhoon. So we had a big typhoon last night, and I thought I'd kind of get outside and see what kind of damage. I'm basically just watching like just whatever's still here of September 2nd, which is quite a bit. So you see people with suitcases, which is funny because I think the borders are still closed and the airports are shut. But anyways, I came across this little alley, and this is going to be the target of this particular one. And before I even go down it, it's just kind of amazing. This Almeida Ribeiro, there's almost no traffic. Usually you got all the buses and you have all the activity. But today, so it's actually kind of interesting day to film. And I came into this alley in a different way. So at this entrance, I've never actually walked into here, and now I know why. I came through it in another video called Beco de Professora, Professor Alley. And I never would have, and it looks more interesting down here. So now I can actually see what it looks like. So usually from that main street, I've seen it and I just didn't really think there was much to it. But now I can actually see there's a hotel right here with the balconies. There's these little becos. So there's a Beco do Paralelo. And there's also another little alley that leads into the Professor one, which I didn't expect either. So we have this little Beco here, Beco de Paralelo, and then this one is like a little restaurant that's really interesting. It's closed, so you can't go into it right now, but it looks like kind of a nice old style to it. There's somebody right there. They're watching tennis. So yeah, so this little Beco Paralelo. I've never filmed this. I've never even thought of coming into here. Just that one street looks so uninviting. But then when you get over here, there's actually some kind of interesting stuff. And probably the most interesting one, it's funny, they just put a hole in the wall and they put a fan right there. And this Professora Street, I just kind of have to tie it in. I did a whole street of Professora, so that's right here. Then you have this beautiful, beautiful building. So that's just how I came into our target street, because I didn't expect this to be, there's another little alley of that one. I didn't expect that it would lead into the Paralelo one. So just to give a little context, I'll come out here for a second. Then we have that main street back there, and then you have this beautiful building right there. I did a whole video about this one, so so if I remember right, I'll link it back to it. But I came in through the Professora thinking that this was all Professora Street, and then I came into Paralelo, and then I saw that it also had some interesting alleys. And sometimes people ask me, you know, you've probably filmed everywhere in Macau, and I always say, I don't think so. You know, I filmed a lot, and a lot of them many times. But you know, when you walk around, there's always something that you just didn't quite expect. And this was one of them, because I just hadn't really there's the target right there. I just hadn't I didn't think that there was anything in this alley based on the entrance part that you see. But there is. Street light. So yeah, I kind of learned a little bit more, and I'm actually doing. Just gonna do this real quick. A lot of businesses have that. The shrines. So yeah, this is actually its own little street. Yeah, and I guess from that main road, I've always just seen like these trucks. It just looks like a little like it's not that beautiful really when you look at it from the main road. Which kind of makes me realize that it could be. Oh, this is where the Florida is at. The Florida pension house. I'd heard of it, but I didn't really know where it was. It's funny. Well, it's all in Chinese right there, so the only way you would actually know is if you see it there. A lot of hotels in this area because of the inner harbor. But yeah, I guess if you read Chinese, then you would just easily see, like, okay, Florida Pension House and Travessa de Paralelo. Okay. And what's kind of interesting about this area is that I bet at one time this probably would have been connected to that other street over there. And usually I would never ever be able to walk across these streets. But today you actually can. There's like nobody around. So maybe historically that could have been more interesting. So cool that we can catch that right today. So this other one is Travessa de Holoquai, which I'm probably not pronouncing properly. So now we can see our alley from this particular vantage point. And this is where it kind of goes out to. And then there's some other stuff down in that way. So there's actually a coffee shop. It says Brew Lab, Fairfax. And actually, if we kept walking down that alley, we'd actually find some more kind of interesting stuff as well. I have filmed it before. That particular one. Okay. So we're just going to end this one on that spot. Very, very interesting. Hey, checking out Macau 2023. Check out some more streets.